Go ahead. Hello, Rabbi Michael and Evan David and Raya, the Rebbitzin from Congregation Eshel Avraham in Be'er Sheva. And join us from the Masorti community there. It's nighttime, and we invited you to talk to us about your synagogue, but also and the Masorti movement in Israel, but mainly about what's happened since the start of this current war with Iran, and how unfortunately your synagogue was hit and some congregants' homes. And if you could tell us more about that, bevakasha.
All right. So first of all, thank you very much, everyone, for making the time for this on a Wednesday in the middle of the day. It's not, I imagine it's not always easy to do that. Would you like to tell a little bit about your background?
My name is Raya. I'm born and raised in Jerusalem. My parents made Aliyah from the United States, so I sound like I can produce the R and the L, but really I'm Israeli more than anything. And I met Mijael when I was doing my undergrad at Hebrew University. And we got married. We have 4 kids. We lived in Carmiel, which is in the Galilee in the north of Israel. And he was also a rabbi in London for a few years, so we spent some time there. And for the past 8 years, we have been living in Be'er Sheva, the capital of the Negev, the desert of the south of Israel.
Mm-hmm. So hello, everyone. So my name is Mijael. I was born in South America, in Chile, and I made Aliyah almost 21 years ago. Since then, after I finished rabbinical school, so I actually the most fun job I had, I was the rabbi of Noam, that Rabbi Tzvi knows very well, the youth movement of the Masorti movement here. That was an amazing job that I couldn't do today at my age, but back then it was fun. And then, of course, there was all these places that Raya described. And about a little bit about Be'er Sheva, the city. So Be'er Sheva, of course, you have heard a lot from the Torah, is a biblical city. Only the Be'er Sheva that we live in is not the biblical city. And the Be'er Sheva that we live, it was founded by the Turkish Empire, close by to where the biblical city supposedly is. We're not really sure what exactly. There's a place called Tel Sheva, is next to Omer, where Rabbi Tzvi grew up, that many people believe that's the Be'er Sheva of the Tanakh, but I understand that we're not really 100% sure. And Be'er Sheva was founded like a center for all the Bedouin tribes that live around, the other people that live in the little towns around. And when Israel was born, then a lot of immigrants started coming to this side of the country, that it was less populated. And that's how we have a lot of little small towns all around Be'er Sheva. And Be'er Sheva is the big city. Be'er Sheva is the metropolis in the Negev, is where you have a university, where you have the main hospital, where you have the main services, the district court, everything that you need in the south of the country. So Be'er Sheva is where you need to come. And the Masorti synagogue here was founded really 50 years ago. We're celebrating this year our 50th anniversary, our Jubilee Festival, by immigrants, mostly from the US, English speakers, that came to this area of the country, made Aliyah out of Zionism, and they wanted to find a place for themselves. But they wanted a place to pray the way they were used to. And of course, when they came to Be'er Sheva, they were only either Orthodox synagogues or to be secular. So that's how they started this Mijael, and most of those people are not around anymore. And there are a couple of them that still are. But with time, as Rabbi Tzvi says, there's a lot of immigrants that came to the city that started joining. So today we have I think probably it's one of the most heterogeneous communities in Israel, in the Masorti movement. We have people from all over. a lot of South Americans from all over South America, and not only Argentinians as usually is, but we have people from Venezuela, Peru, Colombia. Now we have a new person from Guatemala. That was the first. So always people from all over. We have new people that came from English-speaking countries that have arrived recently as well. We have some Russian speakers, and also not a small number of native-born Israelis that have decided to join the community, or if not, join as members. We are the shul that they don't go to. So we are the place that they come when they need religious services, and because they identify with our worldview, with our way of understanding Judaism. And we have kindergartens. Our main source of income, we have Ganei Yeladim, kindergartens, from a nursery from children, from babies, actually, 3 months old, all the way to 5 years old. And that's actually some of those classrooms where most of the damage that the building took happened. So thank God. I mean, for us, as parents, it's hard, but it's a good thing that the kids are not in the frameworks. They're not in the.
It's not a good thing.
No, it's a good thing, because imagine that happening when they were there. But we are very proud of our community. It's a very warm community. People come from all the city. That not everyone lives around. Some people come from the other side of the city. Like it's a small town, but still, for Israeli terms, is a long way, because they feel comfortable, and we try to take care of each other. So I don't know if anyone has a question before we speak about actually what happened 2 days ago about Be'er Sheva or the community or us at this point.
I think that was very good background, Rabbi Mijael. So we also want to hear a little bit from Raya on like how does it feel, like a mother during this war, and if you could also lead up to what happened, specifically now.
I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest experiences I've ever had in my life. I thought I was resilient post-COVID and post-7th of October war and post-Iran war #1, but this one hit too close to home. So I'm rattled now in a way that I haven't been before. Also, to see how Mijael is taking upon himself the role of pastor and social worker and spiritual supporter. It's taking a toll on him, which takes a toll on me, on us, in a way that we've never really had to put to the test the way we are now. But I can also use my children as like a human emotional shield and just hide behind them, because since the war with Iran broke out, I'm just mothering. I have a full-time job. I work at the university in the Faculty of Humanities and Social Sciences. I'm the project manager of a few different research projects, which are not receiving my highest priority, naturally. After the first week, which was a total shock, but in a way, I think we thought that this might be like a quickie, and we'll all resume the routine. And I don't know when this is going to end. I don't see it happening anytime soon, which just increases the resilience, because like the challenge of being resilient, because it would have been easier if I could swallow it knowing that it's temporary. So the kids have like Zoom school, the older ones anyway. Our eldest
Remember that from COVID? The kids have Zoom school. So here they're still having it.
All of our kids are in elementary school or in nursery school, but none of them are in middle or high school yet. So it's, it sucks. It's so bad. I feel like we have to be. Sorry?
Say that again, Rabbi Tzvi?
They are basically home all day?
All day. It took me a really long time just to go like downstairs to the car park below. We live in an apartment building, 9 stories. But like on the 3rd day of the war, a missile hit Be'er Sheva, hit our neighborhood. And like our apartment sustained minor damage, but the apartments on the upper floors, like they had even worse than the ones on the lower floors, which is where we live. And buildings nearer to where the missile hit, including the synagogue, sustained even more severe damage. Thank God no one was killed, and very, very few people were even injured in body. It's really just material structure, because we were notified in advance to go and seek shelter, and we adhered to the instructions. But day after day, to have the kids home and to be afraid to leave, it's really hard. There's a lot of sibling rivalry that we never encountered. I always prided our like family dynamic as like, oh, we have shlom bayit, we have peace in the home, but I don't think we do anymore.
Everything is relative.
Trying your best.
I'm more anxious. Like I'm not chill anymore. And Zoom school is such a punishment for the kids and for the parents
and the teachers. I mean, everyone suffers.
Yeah, the teachers have to teach with like kids on their own laps. It's just such a mess. And I don't want my kids to turn into zombies. I don't want to give them TV or screen time so that I can get work done. But I also don't know how to entertain them, like how to keep them happy, clappy. It's all of my creativity's gone down the drain. And we're starting to like the cabin fever. It's starting to make us take a little bit of uneducated risks, like poor choices. For example, our 10-year-old wanted to see a friend, and none of us wanted to take him to see the friend, so he went alone. Like we gave him consent, but what was it? I don't know what I was thinking. Just like go. I couldn't. I don't know if, but people are starting. Like it's not just us. People are starting to travel. People are
shopping centers are full.
Full
of
and
people.
Like it shouldn't be, but we're in wartime. But it's just we reached a point where we just need to breathe a little bit more.
It's too difficult to be locked at the house all day long.
How do they get food?
There's a question, how do you get food?
Two excellent solutions. One is online delivery. It just shows up at your house, which is fabulous. And the second option is that one of the supermarkets that's nearest to our home, like in our neighborhood, is in the -2 floor. So it's almost like a shelter in and of itself, because it's below ground level, except there's glass everywhere. So of course, if there was an emergency, we should go into a proper safe room. But that's a good feeling. You park underground and you shop underground, and the drive is like 6 minutes. So food and super is one of the best, most accessible.
Excuses to go out.
It's an exception.
I would like maybe to go. Sorry?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was maybe to give you a little more detail about exactly what happened the day that the missile came.
Yeah.
So I was in the synagogue, in the building of the synagogue, with my 2 older kids and another group of mostly children from 15, 16 to 10, 9. And a couple of adults that we were rehearsing for our Purim spiel. I don't know if Rabbi Tzvi remembers this, but in Eshel Avraham, they take it very seriously, the Purim spiel. And so every year we produce an original play, and we start doing rehearsing in January to get it well. And So we were rehearsing, but by then we knew that probably we wouldn't present it. It was the day before Purim, and the war only started a few days before. But we wanted to rehearse anyway, but we thought, okay, we're going to do it anyway at some point. We got the system now is that you get first a preliminary warning from the government that tells you in a few minutes there might be a siren, so you should seek shelter, should be sure to move to a safer place. So when we get that warning, so we move with everyone to one of the safe rooms in the synagogue. We have a few safe rooms inside the building. And we got inside, and then a couple of minutes later, the siren started. And 4 or 5 minutes passed, and actually there was a lady with us that she was really in a hurry to get home. So after 5 minutes, she said, okay, nothing happened. So she left. And then we went to bring her back, and then another siren started. And then during that second siren, we heard a huge boom. This lady was coming back, but still she got some glass on her clothes, and nothing happened to her, thank God. But one of the glasses outside of the safe place broke. And the door was open, so we felt the shockwave even a little more. I mean, I felt my ears popped, and of course the children got panicked. I mean, they started crying. My daughter was freaking out, and one of the other kids were freaking out, and we were trying to calm them down. So we understood, first of all, that there was a missile that fell close by. I mean, it was clear that it was not something far away. It was not they were not shooting down a missile. No, there was a missile that actually fell. But also it was clear that it was not as close because we were okay. I mean, if it will follow you closer, then you wouldn't be okay. I mean, one of the differences between these wars with Iran, also the first one and the second one, and all the other conflicts that sadly we're used to, is that getting into a safe room is the best thing you can do for cases like this, but it's not it doesn't guarantee that you're going to be safe. And there have been people have been killed in the safe rooms when there's a direct impact from one of these ballistic missiles. They're just too powerful. So it's scary, but still it is the best thing you can do, because the reason, as Raya said, that nobody was hurt like really bad physically is because people just went to the safe room, so they're refugees, and so all the glasses that broke and all the things that happened without people around. If some of these people, they were being in their house, there are people sometimes I just can't go again to the safe room. I'm just going to stay here. What are the possibilities that the missile is going to fall exactly where I am? Some of the people have been killed because the moment the missile falls, only the glass is like bullets shooting at you at that point. So it's very, very dangerous, and as tiresome and as difficult as it is, we need to follow the rules for our own safety and to really save lives. And we got out of the safe room after more minutes passed, and we looked around. I saw that all the windows of that side of the building were broken. The moment we got to the street, there was 7 minutes after the impact. There were already paramedics, and there were people from the army going around, and the speed that our rescue forces react is just staggering. It was a few minutes, and everyone was there, and they were checking people, they were checking apartments to see if somebody was hurt or somebody needed rescuing. And I just went around the building, the synagogue, to see what happened. And so then we saw, we as I said before, almost every single window except for the synagogue broke. The ceiling of some of the classes of the kindergartens also fell down, and because, as you can imagine, when you have that ceiling that goes between the actual roof and and where people are. So nobody cleans that. So the moment that the thing fell, there were dust and there were like debris all over. And the actual building of the synagogue, it's our synagogue is beautiful. It's a very huge room that on the side has very large windows that you can move to go to a yard on one side, and the other side is like a little bit of a terrace. So those are huge sliding windows that those came absolutely out. I mean, they were like hanging. The glass didn't broke, so it looks like we got like good quality glass there, but they were completely out of the rails, and they were like moving around. So we started cleaning. We cleaned a little bit what we could. We sent everybody home, and since then, of course, I got contacted. I have to say that we felt really supported by our movement also in Israel. I got called immediately from the new CEO of the Masorti movement, Rabbi Doron Rubin. He called me like less than half an hour afterwards to check on us and other colleagues and people from all over. And also very quickly, I got messages and callings also for our leadership in the US or the Rabbinical Assembly International, people from United Synagogue. I mean, we started, people heard about it and they started getting worried, and also everyone offered help. Besides the building of the synagogue, we had a lot of families that were affected that live in the area. So there are 4 families that had to be evacuated from their houses, and they were taken to an hotel. Wow. One of them, our community coordinator. So that means that for the last 2 weeks, I've been having to do her job and my job together, because her house was completely destroyed. I mean, she can't go back to her house. She's gonna have to look for a new apartment, and she obviously she had also like a huge traumatic experience, so she hasn't been able to come back to work.
Yeah, children.
No. Gladly, none of these 4 families have children. I mean, they're all couples that are either in their 50s or up, so there were not children around. Thank God. Sorry?
Been any more missiles in your area?
No. I mean, there have been sirens all the time, but again, our anti-missile system is very good. I mean, it's from time to time they overwhelm it, and we have cases like this. But there haven't been other missiles that actually fell in Be'er Sheva. There have been a lot of missiles that were shot to Be'er Sheva and they were intercepted. But it was the only big. I mean, thank God, it's uncommon. I mean, there have been by now, after 3 weeks of war, there have been several cases like this one in Be'er Sheva all over the country, but still, compared to what could be if our system wouldn't be so efficient, it's so rare that still the Prime Minister came to visit the Be'er Sheva side where the missile hit, because it was special. I mean, he got a visit from the president of the Jewish National Fund and from other people that just came to visit because it was something out of the common. Sadly, there have been also, as you know, probably impacts in other places, and in other places there have been fatalities as well.
Has Zechal reported striking the missile launch areas?
Can you say that again?
Has the Air Force reported striking the missile areas, the missile launch areas?
In Iran, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's of course that's one of the objectives. I mean, they are trying to also they're attacking the institutions of the Iranian regime, but also they're attacking these missile areas to try to reduce. But I have to say, we don't really. One of the problems of the whole thing here going on is not knowing really what's going on. It's like we don't know, as Raya said, when it's going to end or what's really happening. Because it was a week at least that the amount of sirens, the amount of and missiles coming to Israel really went down. I mean, in the center of the country, there were always a lot. So we thought, I mean, I thought, oh, okay, so it means that probably we dealt with most of their capabilities, and now from now on, it's going to get easier. But then for the last week has been a much larger number. So it's like, so it looks like they didn't actually hurt their capability so much as we thought, and they still can do it. So we don't really know.
How many times did you go to the shelter in the last, week or a few days or something like that?
We don't really know. I mean, I can tell you that the last
2 a day.
Yeah, two, 3 times a day, I suppose. And again, we have it relatively good in Be'er Sheva. People living in the center of the country had go several times a day. People living in the north, people living now in the north, because in the north, Hezbollah is also attacking from Lebanon. So they have, I mean, many times a day.
My mother has been going to the shelter all day long. Do you feel like there's a drop in the number of people attending services or the other activities? Do you have services even, or did you also have to do that?
That's a good question. So the war started on a Shabbat. So actually that day, obviously the services were suspended. But I still went to Shul because I wanted to check. I don't know if people will know. Some people don't check their phones. And there were no alarms before. I mean, there was one alarm in the morning, like any in the morning, but it was not a real alarm. It was the government letting us know that we're doing this, so you should expect trouble. But so I went to Shul at 9. There were already like 6, 7 people there. And then about a couple of people came. So actually we didn't have a minyan, but actually we did a quick service because they were already there, and we have a safe room. And then we went home. And that day in afternoon, we had a bat mitzvah in Mincha from Shabbat. Actually, one of the best friends of my daughter. And again, I couldn't check with them whether they're coming, not coming. We weren't sure what's going on. So I went back to the shul at 5:30 p.m. just in case. They didn't come. I was not surprised, but still I wanted to be there in case they did come. So I waited half an hour and then I came back home. But the first few days, you were not allowed to have any kind of reunion, any kind of activity, nothing. In the middle of the first week, actually, they decided to allow limited reunions. So they say that you can have meetings of up to 50 people, and that's the rule until now, as long as you have a safe room available. So we had services already that Shabbat, the following Shabbat. And actually, I was very surprised that both in Friday and Shabbat morning, we have more people than usual.
Really?
On Friday, came a lot of people, and actually also came 3 out of those 4 families that were evacuated, came to the shul. So we got to say a gomer with them, the Thanksgiving blessing, when you save yourself from a danger. So it was a beautiful moment together. The whole community was kind of really hugging them and embracing them. And then on Shabbat morning, actually, I had called a couple of days before the girl that was supposed to do bat mitzvah, Mincha. I told her, listen, you prepare the Mincha reading. That Mincha reading, it's the same reading, the first reading of next week. So would you like to come on Shabbat morning and do that reading? You already know it, so it would be a shame to waste it. So they thought about it, and the girl decided that she wanted to do it. So she came with only her nuclear family, like mom, dad, and siblings. And no grandparents and no uncles. They didn't want to drive all over. So only they came. But she read her reading, and she gave her sermon that she had prepared for the same parsha. So it was beautiful, and in a way, it was also a way of continuing life inside the community. This last Shabbat actually were less people. Like I don't know exactly how to explain it, but we have a little less people both for Friday and Shabbat. Still, we had a minyan. Still, we had services. Classes like adult education, we moved to Zoom. There's no, I mean, it's easier to do it that way. So we have a couple of classes that are going on in Zoom. Bar mitzvah program, also they went to Zoom. Actually, the rehearsal for that famous Punish spiel I told you about, we're still doing it. And actually, on Friday, we're doing the general rehearsal because on Motzei Shabbat, we actually presented it. We said, we already prepared it. These people, I mean, have been working really hard. And so even if Purim passed, tonight, like here is already Rosh Chodesh Nisan, beginning of the month of Nisan. We're still going to present it on Motzei Shabbat. Probably, I don't know how many people are going to come. We're going to also record it so we can put it online. Somebody wants to watch it later. But yeah, we're trying to continue functioning, to continue offering people ways to express themselves, to be together, to do community, because they really, really, everyone, including ourselves, really, we really need it at the moment.
Very good.
What are the needs of the community and the families right now? Like, you know, what kind of help are you getting? First of all, what are their needs, and what kind of help are you getting from official help from the government or the municipality, and also from around the world and, you know, the community?
Right. So the system works like this. If you have damage in your property because of war, then the government takes some responsibility for it. So you have to inform the government, and you get a person that comes and checks the damage and gives a value, and then you can get, depending on the cases, it's not 100% clear, but sometimes you get some of the money back, sometimes you get more, half. Very rarely you get the whole thing, except if something little. Raya mentioned that we have very light damage in our apartment. So it was something like... it
was like a form. I filled out a form online.
Yeah.
And I had to take pictures, and...
we were approved, it was like $1,700, something like that.
Like a...
That going to cover the real expense, or it's just...
Most of it. I had like a price quote that I got from a repairman, yeah. And the government approved that price quote, and now that it's been approved, it ended up costing more. But too late. This is what I asked, and this is what I got, and it's okay.
So also,
and what kind of damage did you have in your apartment?
We need to replace the safe room door, because when the missile hit our neighborhood, the shockwave pulled the door off of its hinges, and the handlebars came off. So we need to replace the safe room door, which is like a heavy metal door. It's not like one of the nice wooden doors.
But just so you guys don't get too worried. I mean, the same guy that is gonna make the work says you are safe at the moment, and he put the door back and he put the handle back. Says it's not up to standard, so that's the reason you need to replace it. But if something happens, we are safe inside the room. I mean, it's not, so don't worry so much about it at the moment. So the scenario is the same. We have a person coming, checking the damage, but when it's something bigger, like the first quote that we got from the damage in the synagogue was around to $50,000-$60,000. And so when it's something like that, so you need to get a person from the government to come and check it and give their own opinion about it. But then he doesn't approve it immediately. You have to find your own company that's going to do the repairing. They have to give a quote, and that quote you send to them, and they have to approve it. So there's a lot of work, as always in Israel, there's a lot of bureaucracy, but the government takes care of some of it. I very spontaneously, I organized like an online collection of like some money to help these families, because at the beginning I was told that some of these families left only with the clothes that they have on them. So I wanted to be able to help them to buy, some clothes, some toiletries, something, the minimum. Then I understood that that was true the first night, but then they were allowed to come back to the apartment and take some other things. So I have that money, but that money is going to be very useful when they go back, because they're going to have to replace furniture and a lot of little things that they might not get probably from the government. So we're going to be able to help them get those little things back, their television, their washing machine, their wherever, these kind of things that they're going to need to replace in their house. 3 out of these 4 families should be able to go back to their apartments. As I mentioned before, one of them won't. So they actually probably going to need even more help to actually rebuild all over again their home. I mean, they have their clothes, they have their books, they have those kind of things, but everything that was a table or a chair or a couch, that doesn't exist anymore. It was completely destroyed by the missile.
And are you also getting support from around the world?
The United Synagogue has organized a campaign to help us. They also is going to use some of that funds to help other communities. I mean, that maybe didn't go through something so extreme like we did, but still other communities and other people have needs. But also we're gonna receive some of those funds to be able to help us cover whatever the government is not able to cover, and also help these families if they need more funds than the ones that are already collected. That people donated like pocket money, because it was we did it inside the community. Some friends of friends. I have friends that live in Haifa, had nothing to do, and a friend of them sent me a little bit of money, like I don't know, $100 to help. I mean, people have been trying to chip in because everyone feels perfect. There's also, of course, a beautiful feeling that we do feel that people care, and we feel that we're not alone and we're being supported. And including the Zoom that we're having right now is exactly that.
Yeah. You also lost a source of income because you don't have you're not meeting, you don't have the kids going to the schools, so that presumably the parents aren't paying you.
This happened other times. We're probably going to have to, depending how much time this goes on, we're going to have to return some of money, at least on a month or whatever it is, to the parents. So yeah, there's going to be also a financial hit in our finances.
That's very tough. Our congregation also started a small campaign to help your synagogue. So we're still collecting the funds. Right now, we know already we're going to be sending you $2,500, but we hope this increase. Maybe also after today we'll get more donations, and we'll be able to send more funds. We also send some funds to a project in Haifa where they hosted soldiers for Friday dinner. Like the soldiers that are in reserve and are stuck without any like food and stuff like that. So like having them have like a proper meal. So we've been helping as well, but we for sure will be able to send $2,500, but maybe more. It seems like there's a great need there.
We appreciate your help, and even more appreciate your thinking about us and willing to help. I mean, that's very precious for us.
Yeah, well, I think the concept of Kol Yisrael Arevim Ze Bazeh, all of Israel are responsible for one another, is true now more than ever. We feel the pain and what you're going through, and we want to support you. And as you know, this affects the Jewish communities around the world. We've been having issues here in California. in our region, in Los Angeles mainly, but we've also experienced some anti-Semitism here, and it's like we're really all in all of this in this together. But you guys are there in the front, and you're suffering the most, and we got to be there for you. Raya, do you want to? I assume you have to go back and forth with the kids. They're not willing to fall asleep.
One of them is I'm having bad thoughts, and I think she's just manipulating me to
I mean,
sit next
she
to her.
learned that phrase works. So she's using it.
I'll keep you safe. Like,
They're very smart.
That's sending good thoughts to her and to all. And we really want to thank you so much. Maybe we'll take a community a photo of everyone. Maybe we'll all go here over there behind Sandra.
Behind me?
No,
It's that one.
yeah. And if you're on Zoom, if you could turn on your camera, we'll do a photo for everyone here. Okay, some of us could sit here. Okay, if you're Stuart and David and whoever else is there, if you could turn on your cameras for a moment. And what I will do, Jerry, you'll join us?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're in. You're probably
Should move a little. Wait, if I could be done with it.
yeah. So we're gonna maybe everyone like raise your, go like this. Okay, like we're all together.
Yes.
Wait, let me actually focus on
They're up
here.
there doing it too.
Yeah, you're up there doing it. Okay. Raya and Mijael, you want to do like the sign, like the thumbs up.
Good luck.
There we go.
Yeah. Good luck.
Okay, great. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. You really moved
Thank you,
us.
guys. Again, thank you for taking the time to do this.
Absolutely, yeah. And be well and stay safe. And we hope this really ends soon. In a safe way. For you, for your children, and for all of the people of Israel.
I may be in Israel in June or July, picking up my grandson who's going on birthday.
All right.
Okay,
So,
you maybe you'll go visit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, thank you, wonderful. Oh, you sent us the file?
I don't know.
Oh, you did a screenshot. Oh, that's good.
Okay, so
Oh,
on the
wonderful.
right side.
Okay,
When you walk.
very good, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
For a quiet night in the
Yeah,
I
north
hope
and the
so.
south. I'm now living in
Yes.
the north,
Amen,
by the
amen.
way. I moved.
Yeah, no, we heard so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, safe night to you as well.